gbẹ̀lẹ́ sọ kí wọ́n gbẹ̀ lóko wọn. ó mójútó ìdókòwò tó lè mọ pawó wọlé fún wa nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. asphalt àti quarry plant níjàyè. gbogbo ẹni tó ń ṣe sí ọ̀fọ̀ ilẹ̀ rẹ̀ báyìí nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ní kíákíá ìrọ̀rùn ló ń bá dé o. ẹgbẹ́ gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀ owó tó gbé kalẹ̀ fún dènà COVID-19 nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. bó ṣe ń faná ló ń ṣọ̀nà ló ń ṣomi. owó oṣù àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ yàmọ́. bẹ́ẹ̀ làwọn òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì ń gbẹ̀tọ̀ wọn déédéé. a ní ẹ̀rìn gbòòrò wò kẹ́rì iṣẹ́ tíṣe yìí Mákindé ń ṣe ẹlẹ́ẹ̀ráyè. ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. ṣé wàá rí báyìí polówó kan tẹ̀nu. ẹ kí sáwọn tẹ̀m̀bẹ̀lẹ̀kọ ẹ̀dá tí wọn kì í ráṣẹ yọrí ẹlòmíì. ẹ jẹ́ gbárùkù tí ẹnjìnìá Ṣèyí Mákindé kó kẹsẹ̀ járí. lójú pọn àfojúsùn mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin tó gbé lọ́wọ́ yìí. ẹ̀yin ará bí ẹ fọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀.
ẹ ò gbọ́dọ̀ bàjá mi àgbẹ̀ máa dùn.
ìkéde ìwà láti lè ṣe ìròyìn àṣà àtìrìnàjò afẹ́ nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́.
To yet another interesting edition of Aloore newspaper review, coming to you live from the studios of Aloore Radio here at the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism Secretariat at Godi Ibadan. I am Olamide Adeniji, and with me I have Nigerian Tribune, which I'll be bringing some major headlines from, and my colleague here too has a Punch.
I have the Punch newspaper, and my name is Eneyo Asuko. It's good to have you.
I'll be bringing you this first story, which makes the banner headline on Nigerian Tribune. PDP may ask RU to step aside.
And on the Punch newspaper, Abba Kyari, NDLEA files 24 charges, seizes 14 mega asset agency, uncovers shopping malls, orders owned by ex-IRT commander. Kyari's deputy Ubwa fails to declare 100 million life insurance policy.
And this is coming from ASU. ASU raises 7-man rapid response team.
And I have this Ogun Lagos Rivers communities battle hazardous waste, page 2 of the Punch newspaper.
And this is coming from PDP. It says Tinubu confused by Atiku's achievement.
And I have this NNPC defends 68 million liter daily consumption, backs forensic audit, page 28 of the Punch newspaper.
And the IGP is assuring UN, it says no threat to Nigeria's 2023 election. IGP tells UN police chiefs.
Okay, I have this up from Onanuga. Atiku, no threat to Tinubu Obi's social media creation.
Gunmen kidnapped 32 travelers in Ondo.
Contract termination, federal government to pay foreign firm $496 million.
And this is coming from page 26 of the Nigerian Tribune. Headless body of missing Ondo Tescom director found.
And still on the Punch, subscribers fail to use 98.75 million SIMs report.
And this is coming from Oyo State. Oyo government criminalizes land grabbing offenders. Land grabbing offenders risk 15 years jail term.
And Ekiti NSCDC officers, family abductors demand 30 million naira ransom.
And this sad one is coming from Lagos State. 2 dead as 7-story building collapses in Lekki.
Suspected ritualist behead Ondo director. Police recover corpse.
And from the Alafin stool, shortlisted contestants hold peace talks ahead of today's interview.
And I have this story. Gunmen kidnap Akwa Ibom school principal. Ondo travelers. That can be found on page 4 of the Punch newspaper.
Alright, let's take a quick break. When we return, we'll bring you more stories.
Public service announcement. The Oyo State government, under the leadership of Governor Oluseyi Makinde, Oyo State Primary Healthcare Board, and UNICEF, are commending the good people of Oyo State for the success of COVID-19 vaccines, first and second jabs. Not ending there, the World Health Organization (WHO) has introduced the third jab of COVID-19 vaccines: AstraZeneca, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, and Pfizer vaccines. Also, those that are taking the 2 jabs of the vaccine can go to various health centers or designation points to receive their vaccines before they can enjoy third jab. 18 years above are mandated to receive COVID-19 jabs, so also care mothers and pregnant women. COVID-19 is free, safe, and effective. For inquiries, call 08033 521781. 08033 521781. This message is from Oyo State Primary Healthcare Board and UNICEF.
Right, thank you very much for joining us again. Okay, I'll bring you this first story from page 27 of the Nigerian Tribune, which says sorry, just a minute. Okay, 2 bodies recovered as 7-story building collapses in Lagos. 2 bodies have been recovered out of 6 persons trapped under the rubble of a 7-story building that caved in around Oniru in Victoria Island, Lagos on Sunday morning. The structure, located on Oba Idowu Oniru Street, was still under construction as of the time it collapsed, and at about 3 a.m. You may read more of this story on page 27 of the Nigerian Tribune.
And taking my first story from the Punch newspaper. NDLEA files 24 charges, seizes 14 mega assets. The federal government has uncovered 14 assets, including shopping malls, residential estates, polo playground, lands, and farmland belonging to a former commander, Intelligence Response Team, Abba Kyari, a deputy commissioner of police. Kyari was said to have failed to disclose his ownership of the properties in different locations in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and Maiduguri, Borno State. For more details, turn to page 2 of the Punch newspaper.
And this is coming from page 29 of the Nigerian Tribune. Oyo government criminalizes land grabbing, says offenders risk 15 years jail term. The acting governor of Oyo State, Mr. Abdurrahim Bayo Lawal, has declared that land grabbing would no longer be tolerated in the state, as offenders now face up to 15 years jail term. The acting governor made this known while inaugurating the task force unit of the Real Properties Law of Oyo State at the Executive Council chambers of the Governor's Office at Kudi, Ibadan. You may read more of this story on page 29 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Coming from page 4 of the Punch. Suspected herders invade Benue community, kill 3 villagers. Suspected herders on Saturday invaded the community in Nubingbera in the Goma local government area of Benue State and allegedly killed 3 people during the attack. Punch Metro gathered that the killing came barely 2 days after 6 people were killed in Umela village, Mba Council ward, in the local government area. For more details, turn to page 4 of the Punch newspaper.
Italy-bound physically challenged man arrested at Lagos airport for drug trafficking. Operatives of the Nigerian National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have arrested a 53-year-old physically challenged man, Emmanuel, surname withheld, at the departure hall of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, for drug trafficking. Emmanuel, according to an NDLEA statement, was arrested on August 28 while on his way to Italy via Doha on a Qatar Airways flight. You may read more of this story on page 27 of the Nigerian Tribune.
And the federal government promises to tackle alleged marginalizations of indigents. The Federal Character Commission has said it would embark on its mandate to reduce and curb the marginalization of Lagos State indigents in job recruitment at the federal, state, and local government levels. According to a statement on Sunday, the Federal Commissioner representing Lagos State at the EFCC Abuja, Abdul Wasiu Bawa Allah disclosed this during a sensitization event organized for a co-club members in Surulere. For more details, turn to page 6 of the Punch newspaper.
ASU raises rapid response 7-man committee. The Academic Staff Union of Universities has alleged smear media campaign against the union and has constituted a 7-member committee to tackle it. In a leaked letter of appointment addressed to one of the nominees and signed by ASU President Professor Emmanuel Sodeke, he urged committee to develop strategies to tackle the alleged media campaign against the union's decision to continue with the industrial action. You may read more of this on page 25 of the Nigerian Tribune.
EFCC set to arraign Ogun Speaker. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commissioner may arraign the Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, Olakunle Oluomo, this week over alleged financial crimes, a source within the anti-graft agency confirmed. For more details, turn to page 8 of the Punch newspaper.
Otedola appointed Chancellor of Augustine University. Femi Otedola, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Geregu Power PLC, has been appointed as the Chancellor of Augustine University, the Catholic University of Lagos Archdiocese. According to a statement issued by the university spokesperson, Nicholas Obayi, the appointment took effect on April 7 this year, following the expiration of the tenure of the pioneer Chancellor John Aniago. You may read more of this story on page 25 of the Nigerian Tribune.
And you can find the twin story of that on page 8 of the Punch newspaper. Augustine Varsity appoints Otedola Chancellor. Moving on to page 14 of the Punch newspaper. Doctors' ultimatum ends today. Old Neck meeting Saturday. The 2-week ultimatum issued by the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors to the federal and state government ends today, Monday. The association has, however, scheduled its extraordinary National Executive Council meeting for Saturday, September 10, 2022, in Jos Plateau State to deliberate on the ultimatum. For more details, turn to page 14 of the Punch newspaper.
And this is coming from page 25 of the Nigerian Tribune. School resumption. Deploy security personnel to schools. PTAN charges federal government, state government. The national president of the Parent Teachers Association of Nigeria, Aruna Danjuma, has charged the federal government as well as state governments to deploy security personnel to strategic places as primary and secondary schools resume on Monday throughout the country. You may read more of this story on page 25 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Stop protest against chief's arrest, Benin Palace. The Oba of Benin, Eware II, on Sunday stopped all planned solidarity protests by the coalition of the Benin socio-cultural organizations over the arrest, arraignment and remand of the Secretary of the Benin Traditional Council, Frank Irabo, and 6 others by the Edo State Police Command. For more details, turn to page 14 of the Punch newspaper.
And I'm picking this next story from page 23 of Nigerian Tribune. Alafin Stool, shortlisted aspirants Old Peace Party